Hi everyone, happy International Women's Day 2023. In line with this year's theme, we are speaking about embracing equity. So we sat down with some amazing women from our spaces and in our ecosystem to tell us about their experience with embracing equity, and here is what they had to say. What is your life mantra, the thing that keeps you going every day?
My life mantra is go big or go home. I'm a firm believer in really applying myself to everything that I do, my giftings, my work, and I believe having a good work ethic is important because that's what drives you to achieve your goals.
What keeps me going every day really is just doing and being myself, the best version of myself. And it's taken quite a while to come into the person that I am today. So doing what is best for me and not necessarily what people think is good or best for me.
I think I live by quite a number of mantras or other things that keep me going every day, but what I'd like to speak about is a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. So he says, be the change you want to see in the world. So every single day I ask myself, am I becoming a better person, one? And because I believe I want to see the world become a better place, but I can't expect the world to become a better place if I myself are not doing anything to cause this change or cause this impact. So every single day the thing that keeps me grounded is, am I becoming better? Am I helping people who, one, can never repay me in anything? And am I just making, spreading smiles? Because I believe that a smile is a curve that can make anything straight. What are your thoughts on embrace equity in ensuring impact in the gender equality conversation?
I recently came across an article that said equality in the workplace is fairness, fair treatment, fair access to advancement and opportunities in the workplace. And really by saying that means companies should come up with more inclusive opportunities and systems and procedures that just cater to individual professionals or individual persons and meet them at their unique needs.
When I think about gender equality and this year's theme about embracing equity, I remember seeing a quote by Susan Gardner from Oregon State University, and she was saying, equality is giving everyone a shoe and equity is giving everyone a shoe that fits. So it's not just about ensuring that everyone gets equal opportunities. It's really about understanding every single person from where they're coming from, what are their unique capabilities, and how can we ensure that you're providing an environment that each and everyone can thrive in. You can't expect, for example, very layman's language. I remember in primary school in Kenya, we'd have something we'd call standardization and during the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education. And this is basically saying you can't expect a person who's living in a very marginalized place in Kenya to perform the same way with someone who's living in the city who has extreme, opportunities and is always, has an easy way out. So equity is basically ensuring that we understand everyone from where they're coming from, their unique capabilities, and providing an environment that each and every single person can thrive in.
I think we have to look at it in three ways. We need to enable women to access leadership positions. Currently in Kenya, at a political level, we do have initiatives of that sort, like the 2/3 gender rule that is in our constitution. And we also see that getting ingrained in corporate culture, in boards, for example, where they have this 1/3 rule that women should have at least 1/3 of the positions. And I see it as something progressive because women bring a lot to the table in terms of our skills, knowledge, and capabilities, and the angles at which we look at things. So that's one way you'd look at it. In the energy sector, I would also talk about women at the household level. We are quite privileged. If you live in a city, you probably use gas at home to cook. But in Kenya, generally, almost 90% of households use biomass or firewood to cook. So there's been a big push to have more clean cooking solutions available to people at a household level, and it solves many things. It helps us reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. It reduces in-house air pollution, and generally women in rural areas have access to the same resources to at a household level to cook than we do here in the city. So that is one way you could look at equity, enabling rural women to have access to clean cooking solutions. And the third thing I would say is the workforce and training opportunities for women, especially in the energy sector and any tech-related field. We need to have more fellowships, more trainings. The women can be able to upskill and be able to be productive in the workforce as well as men are. So it's something I think the private sector should look at in terms of jobs for women and opportunities to upskill.
What is your experience as a woman in your career so far? Well, I think as a woman, I've had both sides of the coin. I have had moments whereby, there's bias because of simply being a woman. You get into a room, maybe it's a boardroom that's filled with men and everyone is looking at you and wondering, what does this young lady have to say? Especially with me, being a young lady who, is really go-getter and is always going after the things that I want. You find some people will look over you because they think you're young and you're a woman, to make matters worse. But on the other hand, I've also been privileged to work with organizations that really value women and the invaluable and the amazing benefits of, things that women bring to the table. So for me, it's been both sides of the coin, but I can say so far so good. And the world is at a very good place in terms of empowering the woman and ensuring that women have all the opportunities and an inclusive environment whereby they can thrive. So for me, I'd say it's been great. But one thing that's really helped me to stay the course is always remembering that I am here by merit and not simply because I'm a woman.
I want to recognize that just as much as I've experienced challenges and opportunities, I have grown really and I've succeeded in my career. And I also want to recognize the fact that this is a conversation that is much larger than just me. And by sharing my experiences, I really hope to contribute to this larger conversation of having an equitable work environment.
Well, I think it's been quite a journey, even personally. I like the fact that it's opened up doors for me to be in rooms where I wouldn't have been in my career, in my previous role. Rooms where policies are made, decisions are made about the strategy of the country in the energy sector particularly. And also being part of the movement that's helping to shape our energy future here in Kenya through associations such as the Kenya Private Sector Alliance and the Electricity Sector Association of Kenya, where I also serve. So I've had these opportunities by virtue of being in this role. One of the challenges I've faced though is having that work-life balance. It's been extremely challenging, to be honest, because as a woman you're expected to sometimes you feel the need to overprove yourself in the role as compared to other men who are in the position. So you find yourself putting in more hours, having to really push yourself to work harder. You find you maybe take your leave days only towards the end of the year. So that's been a bit of a challenge, but one of the opportunities has been mentorship. I think having other women who are in C-suite who have much more experience in this role helps. Sometimes when you need to vent, maybe you've had a bad work day, or when you need advice for situations you never envisaged you'd ever be in before.
Parting shot, what does the future look like for women who want to break the glass ceiling?
The future honestly is bright. I'm seeing women in boards, I'm seeing women coming up with startups, I'm seeing women leading companies and just breaking male-dominated fields at the moment. And I'm happy that women are currently sitting in tables and being heard, not only because they're women, but also because they have brilliant ideas, invaluable opinions that really do make a difference. So yeah, I'm happy to be a woman. I'm happy to be born a woman.
I think as women, we really need to look inside and look at what internal barriers we have in our lives that hold us back from going forward. When opportunities arise, could be to serve in a board or a leadership opportunity that comes your way and you feel shy of applying. There's a lot we can bring to the table, to conversations, to organizational leadership that we haven't really explored. So when you overcome those internal barriers, it could be self-doubt, lack of self-confidence, you find yourself in situations where you can actually bring solutions to challenges which your organization is facing or even the country is facing. So I think that's the biggest barrier to cross internally. And once you get out of that mold, you're now able to, I think, be the best version of you and show up in the world in a way that you can apply your gifts fully without holding back.
I mean, the future is so bright, so bright. I think anytime I wake up every single day, there's this renewed energy, there's this renewed strength that I get being a woman and being a woman in the corporate ladder and in the business world. I think one thing I'd tell women is to always remember that you are enough, despite anything you're going through, because I tend to feel that women have a lot they're juggling with in their life. You're expected to be the best mother, you're expected to be the best wife for those who want to get to that place, you're expected to be the best friend, best sister, best everything. You know, there's so much pressure that's on a woman, and I think I just want to remind all the women who are watching this that one, you are enough. You don't need to be anyone else to be better. You are enough as you are. Two, exist in your authentic self. Please, like, don't try and be anyone else. You are, you are what this world needs. And finally, always remember that the sky is not the limit. It's really just a stepping stone to even greater places. Never settle, be it in any single facet of your life. Refuse to settle. Always be a better version of yourself. And remember, when you look in the mirror, that there is your only competition. And at the end of the day, don't forget to smile while you're at it.